You didn't become a language teacher to get rich, but you also didn't sign up for exhaustion, underpayment, and constantly feeling like you're not doing enough. So what's going on? If you're a freelance language teacher or business owner and you've ever thought, why am I so tired all the time? Even though I love what I do, you're not alone. Burnout is not just about working long hours. It's about the emotional weight of constantly feeling that you have to prove your worth, navigating other people's expectations, and carrying the pressures of being in a caring profession. In this video, I want to offer you a different perspective on burnout, one that doesn't blame you or tell you just to take a bubble bath and rest more. Because burnout isn't your fault, but if you want things to change, it is your responsibility. Hi, I'm Rachel Roberts, and I help freelance language teachers and trainers build businesses that are profitable, sustainable, and aligned with who they actually are. Let's start by naming something that doesn't get talked about enough. Teaching, especially language teaching, is an emotionally demanding job, and it's often under-recognized and, of course, underpaid. You're not just delivering content, you're building trust. You're adapting in real time. You're helping people to feel safe enough to take risks with their language. You're supporting confidence and identity, not just vocabulary. And when you go freelance, you take that same emotional load and you add business owner stress on top of it. Suddenly, you're not just the teacher, you're also the marketer, the social media manager, the finance department, customer support, and tech help. And you're doing it all in a world that often doesn't value what you do the way it should. So it's no surprise if you feel like you're constantly running to stay still. One of the reasons that burnout is so persistent is because it's not just about how much you're doing. It's also about the stories you're telling yourself and believing. Stories like, if you love what you do, you shouldn't expect to be paid well for it. Good teachers go the extra mile, no matter the cost. It's selfish to put your needs before your students. These are quiet, often unspoken narratives, but they still shape how you run your business and how you treat yourself. So you might find yourself saying yes to projects that drain you because you feel bad saying no, or taking on clients who you know you're not really a good fit for because you feel guilty about turning them away, charging less than you know you should because you don't want to seem greedy, over preparing or over delivering to try to justify your fee so nobody could say that you're trying to charge too much, avoiding time off because you feel guilty about leaving your students or you fear losing momentum in terms of your marketing. The problem with these stories is that they confuse being generous with being self-sacrificing. And when you're constantly giving without receiving, whether that's financially, emotionally, or energetically, it's only a matter of time before something breaks. When you're employed, there are hopefully colleagues, managers, systems, policies that at least try to put limits on your workload. But when you work for yourself, there's no one watching out for you, no one else to notice that you're burning out, no one giving you permission to stop. And that can feel incredibly freeing until it's not, because the dark side of that freedom is feeling isolated, under pressure, and hearing this constant internal loop of, I should be able to handle this. I just need to work a little bit harder. I just need to keep going for another couple of weeks and then it'll get easier. Other people seem to be doing it fine. And so you keep going and you push through and you say to yourself, oh, it's just this busy season. Once I finish this course or I get this new client, I'll rest. But here's the thing, having your own business doesn't ever stop. Not unless you stop and make a conscious change to the way that you run that business. Burnout isn't a short-term crisis, it's a pattern, and no amount of yoga or sleep or holiday time is going to fix it if the underlying pattern is still running. So when I say that burnout is not your fault, but it is your responsibility, I mean this as the most empowering thing I can tell you. Burnout, it might sound a bit harsh at first, but actually, if burnout isn't your fault, then you can stop blaming yourself. And if it is your responsibility, that means you have the power to do something about it. You don't have to wait for permission from somebody else. You don't have to wait until your circumstances are perfect. You don't have to prove that you've earned the right to rest or to charge more or to set better boundaries. You can start right now. You can say to yourself, I deserve to be paid fairly for my work. I don't have to work with every client who inquires. I can create a business that supports me and not just my students. And I don't mean that in a superficial, oh, just think about it and manifest it kind of way. I mean real, tangible change, reshaping your offers to work better for you and your clients, rethinking your schedule, raising your prices, asking for support, all from a place of knowing that your needs matter too. Honestly, this is something that I've struggled with myself and still do to a degree. I know what it feels like to be so driven by care for your students, your clients, your business, that you forget to care for yourself. And I also know what it feels like to start clawing your way out of that, to stop buying into this idea of exhaustion being a badge of honor, and to start treating your business as something which enables you to live your life the way you want to live it, not something which rules your life. It's not always easy, but it is absolutely possible. And the turning point often isn't one big decision, it's a series of small ones. Choosing to rest, even when you feel behind. Saying no, even when you feel guilty. Investing in support, even when that feels scary. And perhaps most importantly, choosing to value your work and yourself more deeply than many of the voices around us encourage us to do. So if you're feeling a bit burnt out, it isn't a sign that you're lazy or that you're broken or not cut out for this. It's a perfectly rational response to an irrational set of expectations, both external and internal. And once you see that, you can start to shift it. Not overnight and probably not perfectly, but steadily, with more clarity and more self-compassion, so that you can create a business that nourishes you emotionally, financially, and energetically. And the first step is not going for a nap, though please feel free to have a nap anytime you feel you need one. It's reclaiming your agency in this. This is exactly the kind of work that we do inside Design to Flourish, helping language teaching professionals build businesses that are sustainable, profitable, and aligned with their real values. If this resonated, I'd love you to subscribe and watch the rest of the series, because this is just the beginning. You deserve a business that doesn't burn you out, and you don't have to figure it out alone.